How's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here, with the latest and the greatest gaming news. Today I want to talk about something that has crossed my mind occasionally, ever since Starfield was officially announced back in ye old ancient times. And what I want to talk about today is, in my opinion, potentially the largest issue Starfield may have to deal with both during development and after launch. And that issue is, just how much will Starfield and its gameplay resemble the Fallout franchise? Bethesda Game Studios obviously makes Starfield and the recent Fallout games, and Starfield is supposed to be a first-person open-world RPG that we would expect from Todd Howard and friends. So there will no doubt be some similarities to begin with, but when you compare the Elder Scrolls games to Fallout games, they both have different vibes and tones and vastly different settings, and even though they play in similar ways, the main focus on guns within a Fallout franchise is large enough to set Fallout and the Elder Scrolls apart by a decent enough margin. Both franchises stand alone just fine and don't seem like copy-pastes of one another. However, Starfield will almost certainly have guns of some kind, seeing how it's set in the far future where there are spaceships and stuff, and Starfield would really be the only other recent franchise from Bethesda Game Studios to actually have guns, so the game will definitely be compared to Fallout a lot more than the Elder Scrolls ever could be. And even though Starfield is set in what I assume is a non-apocalyptic futuristic setting, would that be enough to really make the game not feel like a copy-paste of the Fallout franchise? I'm sure that there will be people in the community claiming Bethesda is lazy and that Starfield is just a copy-paste reskin of Fallout. Bethesda already gets critically judged as it is, so I feel like this is definitely a trending comparison that we will see within the community once Bethesda starts marketing Starfield a lot more. I am sure Bethesda knows this as well, and although I am sure Starfield will play in an almost identical way to previous Bethesda Game Studios RPGs, I feel like there are still things Bethesda can do to set the game apart. Starfield is going to be a next-gen title, so right there is a great opportunity for Bethesda to go all out with injecting as much of that next-gen goodness into the game as they can. In fact, it is basically the perfect opportunity for Bethesda to release a new franchise like Starfield, as if they can truly make Starfield feel like a next-gen game, then those improvements alone could be enough to set Starfield apart from Fallout 4, even if the games do play in an otherwise identical manner. And then there is bullet time. The Fallout franchise has VATS, which slows down time and allows you to target specific areas of your enemy. This is somewhat a unique system, as bullet time in most games only slows down the game speed itself, not actually allowing you to target enemy weak points like this. Red Dead Redemption also has its own variation of bullet time also, and with all this in mind, I imagine Starfield to have its own variation of bullet time as well, maybe as an unlockable perk or maybe as something that refills up over time, depending on your level. This will be yet another opportunity for Bethesda to try to distance Starfield from Fallout 4 as much as possible, unless they just straight up use VATS, then that would kind of be lazy, but I mean VATS is a good system. I wouldn't be mad if VATS was in Starfield. Maybe what VATS does, targeting specific weak points in your enemy, can be like an advancement of the Starfield bullet time, like if you level it out enough, who knows. But either way, I bet you there will be a bullet time thing in Starfield. But the main reason I am doing this video is because if the games are way too similar, the gaming community will no doubt tear the game and Bethesda apart, claiming that they are lazy. Starfield is just a reskin, it may as well have just been a Fallout expansion. I could see all the comments now, but the thing is, the games are, they're going to be similar. That's just going to be how it is. We need to expect that at least a little bit. Fallout 4 and Starfield are both going to be FPS RPGs from Bethesda Game Studios, and both are going to have guns in them. But Starfield will be a totally different kind of game than Fallout. Fallout is a bleak and dark, sometimes even light-hearted setting, not taking itself too seriously, and the game takes place in the ruins of a modern world with some sci-fi twists, and for the most part, the franchise has stuck and focused on this tone and vibe, even before Bethesda bought the rights to the franchise before Fallout 3. However, I feel Starfield's tone will be different enough to definitely set the franchises apart by a large enough margin, as Starfield seems to be taking some heavy interstellar vibes. Todd Howard has stated that he wants Starfield to have a more serious sci-fi tone, and not a fantasy space magic style setting, and with that in mind, the game will likely revolve a lot around exploring the great unknowns of the cosmos. While exploration is definitely an element within a Fallout franchise, it's usually not the focus, it's just a byproduct of the gameplay. If the exploration is indeed the tone that Starfield is going for entirely, that will help further protect Starfield from being too harshly compared to Fallout. I feel like it was important to make this video way ahead of time because no matter what, I am almost certain that Starfield will be compared to Fallout in some heavy ways, as this is the first other recent Bethesda Game Studios game to feature guns. We haven't really seen these comparisons between Fallout and the Elder Scrolls due to the obvious difference in settings and time periods, so I wanted to talk about this way before the comparisons started to happen and the hate already started to go down. In my opinion though, I feel feel that if Bethesda Game Studios really goes hard on those next-gen improvements within Starfield, that alone will be enough to really make Starfield shine on its own as an amazing game. Plus, as I said earlier, the tone and vibe and setting will be totally different as well. And to be honest, at first I was making this video as a pre-hate deflection discussion, but now, after breaking all this down, I am actually even more hyped for Starfield. I can't wait to see what Bethesda Game Studios does with this game, as it will be the first next-gen game from Bethesda Game Studios in a long time, and it's their first new franchise in over 20 years at the same time. They have all the right ingredients and opportunities here, and maybe that is the very thing Todd Howard meant when he said they are in a very unique position to pull this game off. That finishes up today's video though. As always, what I want to know is, what do you think about all of this? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if your comment wins the internet, you may get featured in a future video. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy the content, and if you want to stay in the know when it comes to the latest gaming news, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss the latest uploads. Follow me over on Twitter for other news that doesn't quite make it into my videos, as well as other channel updates, and check for links down in the description below for official Skullzi merchandise, the Skullzi Discord community chat server, and if you want to have your hand in providing future content, there are links on how to be an exclusive channel member here on YouTube or over on Patreon as well. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when Starfield and Fallout take place in the same universe.
It just works.